Yo guys, what is up? Today we have a another story time for you. It's basically it's basically on the time that I dated basically the worst girl I've ever dated and how it ended in fire and hell, basically. So yeah, this story takes place back I'm gonna give you a little time frame. This story takes place in between the months of February and mid-April. Because that's how long we dated. We only dated for like 2 months. Thank God. But so, basically, I was dating this girl. We're just gonna call her April. We're just gonna call her April for the sake of the story. Now, me and April, we've known each other. We knew each other since about October. We didn't really talk much. Like, we started talking because, like, one day in class, because I was doing online classes at this time, back in October, like, she said she was going to a funeral or something, and I said I was sorry for your loss, because, like, that's a nice thing to do. But so she ended up emailing me through my school account. Basically, it's kind of like talking to me and stuff. And like, we sent like a few emails back and forth, but like nothing. Basically, kind of just like talking. So fast forward a few months. I was taking my grade, my 8th grade was taking a trip to the school I was talking about last video. We were taking kind of like an orientation, basically, or like a tour around the school. And while I was there, while I was at my main middle school, April was there because she didn't like do in-person school. She was like doing like online Google Meets. So um so my friend ends up calling her over. Me and her start talking. And we're just talking, like, catching up, like how we been, basically, like nothing serious. So on the bus ride to the school and back, we ended up like just talking the whole time, kind of like becoming friends. And around the time that I got home, she emailed me again. She emailed me again, and basically, I don't even know what the email said, but basically, that like a day later, we ended up starting dating because I guess we both ended up catching feelings for each other. Now my feelings weren't like too serious for this girl. I was just like, she's cute. I'll date her. Why not? Terrible mistake, guys. Terrible mistake. This girl was like crazy. Like, red flag number one. Like, she ended up like texting me some about how like she wanted me to wear a maid outfit or something, and I was like, yeah, no. And like, she ended up getting my best friend involved in this, and my best friend would always tell me, she'd be like, you're wearing the maid outfit. I'm like, no, I'm not. But that should have been red flag number one. Red flag number two was that literally the first day we started dating, she was like, I love you, all this, and this. And I was just like, I love you too. Yeah. Little too early for my comfort, but it's whatever. It's whatever. But so, basically, fast forward like a few days. We're on FaceTime, and just out of the blue, literally out of the blue, she whips out her titties. And I'm just like, oh, that's nice. You know, every guy sometimes likes that, if you're into that stuff. But so, and she was kind of telling me, she was like, I want you to whip out your King Kong Hong Kong schlong. And I was just like, no. And this is red flag number three. She was so persistent about it. She was like, I want you to do it. Come on, please. Like, over the course of the next, like, 3-ish days, she'd be like, come on, please, 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 please. And I was just like, one day I eventually just caved in because I was like, you know what? I need her to shut up about this. And so I showed her it. She had a, I feel like she overreacted because, like, she was like, oh, like, I hate saying this so much. I'm not even going to say it. Basically, she was like, I guess she got like so horny over it or something, and she wanted to do the FaceTime sex thing, and I was like, no, this is where I draw the line. No, we're not doing that. Then again, persistent about it, so persistent. And I caved in again, sadly. So we did that, and we did it a lot. Like, Jesus Christ. Looking back on it, I wish I never dated this girl, because she ended up getting me into so much trouble, and I hated it. But so, fast forward to the first time we hung out, the first and only time we hung out. Or no, we hung out twice. Fast forward, the first time we hung out, this was back in April. So, I remember the exact date, April 13th. Wait, yeah, April 11th. The first day we hung out. And, it was going good. I mean, we were happy to see each other because, we could never hang out because we were always busy and stuff. Like, me, personally, I was busy with, skateboarding and just being with my friends, and she was always grounded because she was a bad kid. And so, but we get there, we get to her house, and we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out, doing a couple things, like cuddling, kissing, stuff like that. And then we go out onto, her, back porch area. She had, a really nice house. And it was kind of this balcony-ish type area where we're, laying down together on, this, little couch thing. And she whispers in my ear. She's like, I want you to finger me. I want you to finger me right now. And I'm just and I was like, it really doesn't sound like a good idea. Honestly, I really don't think it does sound like a good idea right now. Your grandpa's literally right over there working on the pool. I don't think it's a good idea. Now, a little note, she lived with her grandparents. I caved in again. I'm a pushover. I can cave in easily. She was and I was like, you know what? Fine. What's the worst that could happen? So I ended up doing it, but it wasn't for long because her older sister ended up coming over to come out to hang out with us, which when I was in the moment, I was like, wow, way to be such a cock block. You are cock blocking so hard right now. What the hell? And so then we ended up going on a walk with her sister. And now I guess April and her sister ended up discussing this. Me and April end up going our own way into this little wooded area, kind of woods. And me and her going to the woods, we start making out and shit. And then I realize her sister isn't there. And this is where it gets funny to me. She whips out my ding ding. She just fucking whips it out. And she was about to give me that slurpy. But she was like, nah, I'm afraid. And I was like, okay. And then again, she was like, so what do you want to do? I was like, in my head, I was like, damn, I really liked fingering her. It was fun. So I was like, I'll do that again. Worst decision of my life, guys. Worst decision of my life. So I ended up doing that again. We're chilling there for maybe solid 10 minutes. Just doing our thing. And then we ended up going back to our house. And her grandma drove me home. Because we lived about maybe 5 minutes away from each other. So her grandma drove me home. And her grandma, loved me. Not to brag. She loved me. And so basically, this was on, a Saturday. Sunday, we hung out again. We didn't do the exact same thing. We kind of only hung out for, a few hours. I ended up going home because, they needed they had stuff to do, I guess. So, the next day, when I get home, I text her. She doesn't respond. The next day, I get a text from her basically saying that her grandma went into her bag and found my condoms because we was gonna do the dirty, and I was like, well, crap, I'm screwed. But she ended up taking the blame for it, that they were hers and stuff, that she was gonna give them to me and stuff. But it doesn't stop there. Her grandma ended up calling my parents, like any responsible parent would do. Told my parents, and my parents laid into me. When I tell you that they were so mad at me, They took my phone away. This happened back in April, and it is currently December. I still don't have my phone. They're still they're not mad at me at it anymore. They just like don't trust me, which I mean that is fully understandable. But yeah, that's the end of today's video, guys. The moral of the story: don't be like me. Don't date crazy girls. And yeah, just be a good kid. You know, don't be like me at all. Be normal, please. But yeah, that's the end of today's video, guys. You're probably not gonna get an upload from me for like about a month after this one. So I'll see ya. Be safe. Merry Christmas. And peace out.